What's going on, David? How's it going, man? How was life? We're about to hit 31,000. I figured tonight was a good night as any for us to do our subscriber live stream. So for those of you who don't know, every 1,000 subscribers, I do a live stream, and occasionally I do them on the weekends. Although I'm thinking about cutting out the weekend live streams and just doing these and converting all the live streams over to the actual Twitch channel, twitch.tv/codingtutorials360. Throwing it out there. Some cool stuff that I'm excited to announce. I'm going to be doing some project videos again like I used to with, if you remember back in the day, we used to do some projects on Free Code Camp, some small stuff like quote machine projects, and I'll probably design my own moving forward. But this weekend, I kind of wanted to build. It's been a while since I did some project videos. So on Monday, we'll have not Monday. I was going to say on Friday, I might release it early, but I don't have anything filmed for next week. So on Monday, we will release the first Angular 5 build a quote machine project. That will be what the projects will be built in is in Angular. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff and you like projects and you want to build cool stuff, I'm going to try to put out one a week. We'll see. One a week is a bit, maybe one every 2 weeks. This first one was quick and easy. I did it in about a day. But I don't know. I've been wanting to do more project videos, so that's what we're doing. But anyhow, that's a little note about what's coming up on the channel starting next week. Kind of miss doing it, man. When I was building this last course, it was very new course? No. I will have a new course, but what I'm talking about right now is just stuff to come out on the channel for free. For those of you guys who not everyone has $10. I can appreciate that. So maybe we'll give you a smaller course. It gives me a chance to try and swindle you into buying the Udemy course. You know what I mean? I give you just a little bit, just the tip of the course, as they might say. So yeah, I give you a little sneak peek. Build an Angular project, and if you like it, you can always support me and buy the little bit more advanced course. Although it's a very entry level project, but I'll have other courses coming out. I'm working on like 2 other courses, but these are projects that are going to come out on the channel for free. Might even do a to-do app. I might just do a to-do app for you guys, just for the comical value of it. But yeah, so it'll be fun stuff. Start integrating APIs a little bit. This last project we actually use an API. It's just a single Git call, but we do, so you'll get introduced to services and things like that. Oh, you like the Angular course? Thank you, man. Angular is way better than Django after taking that course. Yeah, it has a learning curve like all things, but yeah. So for those of you who are interested in that sort of stuff, I'll have projects coming out on the channel for you. These will be projects that I think this one was a whole what do you call it? A whole hour long. It's not very long, but it's definitely doable. And they're entry level projects just even see if you're interested in Angular. I know when I started trying to learn Angular like a year ago, there was nothing. But I like to do these live streams every 1,000 subscribers to say thank you to the 1,000 new subscribers and welcome back to the other 30,000. How crazy is that? I mean, it's 100K the dream or nothing, but pretty happy with 31,000 continuing to grow. It's been a journey. If I have 1,000 videos before I have 100,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be pissed. I'll be honest. I'll be pissed with myself. But we're trying, right? We got to keep grinding, like like anything else. Why Angular over React? Well, for a very practical reason. I was an Angular JS or Angular 1 developer, and now I work in Angular at my current work. I've also played around a little bit in React, and I mean, I got a job in Angular. I don't know, I don't know what else to say. There are a lot of roles in React. You can learn React. I wouldn't advise against anyone learning either. I think they are the best front end frameworks that you can learn. Um, but I definitely think that it would be a excellent thing for you to pick up. Yeah, a lot of people very interested in React. There's a lot of great jobs in React right now. A lot of people who are jumping into React because there's been a lot of growth. Like a lot of companies are using React that are hiring right now. So I wouldn't blame anybody. But there's just as many, if not more, jobs in Angular. How long does it take to learn JavaScript? Is that really hard? As hard as most people say. I personally think JavaScript is much easier. I think where people get and I say this as someone who did Java in Java in my college coursework, but I personally think Java is easier. That's just my 2 cents about it, or JavaScript. But part of it is that when it comes to JavaScript, you're not just working with the language, you're also working with a front end. You're working with something that you're working with. So you're working with HTML, CSS. You're also working with browser code, right? So you have to make them so it works in all browsers, although that's not so much an issue anymore. You're also working with frameworks, right? So you might need to pick up jQuery. You don't need to pick up jQuery, but you definitely got to pick up React or Angular. And then you have to be able to mold it all together in one, which may be hard for a lot of people. So that oftentimes you're not just writing JavaScript, you're writing a lot of different things. When generating a new project with the Angular CLI, how do you prevent it from automatically initializing a local Git repo? That makes it hard to push full mean projects. You can probably just delete it. Just go into your wherever the Git file is and delete it. I don't know. I'm so bad, man. I never push my code. If you guys see me pushing code, it's because I'm looking for a new job. that's it. You'll see like 9 months of code automatically going up, and then your boy is on the job market. That's that's a telltale sign right there for me. Is that gotta get that GitHub together. I have so many projects I haven't pushed out. It's sad. I know I have 5 React projects and 5 Node projects, and then like 5 full stack meme projects I just haven't even pushed out. Yeah, I'm really bad about it. I should do it though. I was supposed to make a tutorial on Git for you guys this weekend, but I just didn't get around for it. But seeing demand for .NET jobs where I'm at, yeah, man. All the backend devs at my work use C# and .NET. Andy, no days off. Hey, what it do, Andy? Yeah, man. I'm tired today. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I've been going hard for a little while. So it's one of those things where kind of have to push through it. Get commands or get web interface. So I used to use a GUI, and now I use commands, and I definitely recommend you picking up commands, just because it really isn't that hard once you get accustomed to it. You just need someone to walk you through it for 10 minutes, and then it's pretty straightforward because you really only use the same 5 or 6 commands. As like truly, you really do just use the same 5 or 6. That's my 2 cents on it, but I don't even know what to say to that, man. Do I notice that there are 3 main web stacks: Java, Oracle, C#/ASP.NET, and everything else is open source? Yeah, I mean, I don't. So, I mean, I don't really focus too much on it. I mean, you have Python stack, you have LAMP stack, you have mean stack, you have the Java stack, C#, all that sort of stuff. It really just depends on what you want to go for and what it is that you're trying to do. I would say that the Java and C# stacks are really focused more towards CS grads, mainly because that's what they teach in college. Not to say that you couldn't get a job, but you're going to be going against more traditional software developers with those stacks. I started coding for 6 months now. Do you think it's advisable to learn a little bit of backend, or should I be looking at frameworks like React or Angular? What type of backend are we talking about here? I would say if you've been studying for 6 months and you haven't done any React or Angular, and I'm assuming web development by that statement, you should be jumping into React or Angular, building React or Angular projects. So when you finish your first one, continue building them and start applying for jobs, internships, whatever you can get. That would be my advice. Now, if you just want to build like a simple node backend with MongoDB and Express, okay, take a month doing that. So I try and have monthly goals for what I want to be as a developer. It's actually something I'm going to start doing. It's doing like a goal update on the channel. I don't know. I've been thinking about. Do you guys think this is a good video? So I saw Kristen leak. And if you haven't watched her YouTube channel, I encourage you to go over there and sub to her. She does a little bit of UI UX, but mainly focuses on like health and how would you put this, development, like personal development. And she was doing like a monthly goal update about how she worked towards her goals and updated what her goals are, how she worked towards them. And I was thinking, like, would that be an interesting video? Would you guys want to know not necessarily my personal goals, but my goals as a developer, how I'm working towards them, what I accomplished this month as a developer? I don't know if that's something that people would be interested in or not. Just a once a month video. What do you do your first week in a new job? Typically, you are introduced to people. You have a lot of onboarding. You know, you got to go through a couple training sessions. You have to You have to go and learn the stack a little bit. You'll kind of, maybe they'll give you a project, maybe they won't. You get accustomed with the tools, how they work, what libraries you're using. You just kind of get eased in. That's basically it. Have you ever done the engineered truth strategy and sent in a short personalized video after submitting your application? Who do you think's been telling him about that? I've told Matt that this is an idea to do for years. But yes, I have. Do I have a Simon game playlist? No, I don't. That's the only one I didn't. I finished the free CodeCamp front end test application, and that's the only one that I ditched after that. Which, by the way, I heard that it's supposed to be released on the 25th. Good evening, Sebastian Dudas. Which, if so, your boy's going to be knocking out free CodeCamp tutorials for like a month and a half. What can you do after completing the free CodeCamp front-end certificate? You can look for a job. You could build your own projects. Is it enough to get a job? It's just one tool for you to help you get a job. What's going on, Cronzy? It's not that the certificate's going to get you a job. What's supposed to happen is you're supposed to have learned skills getting the certificate that you can then go and educate employers that you have skills with, educate yourself rather, to show to employers. And that's supposed to be the process. Free CodeCamp is just a tool for you to help gain those skills. Do I play League of Legends? Not anymore. I played for several seasons, though, in the past. Do I practice any sports? No. Honestly, guys, all I do is work and code right now. So that's kind of where my life is at. I've said this before, but I told April about 3 years ago that I was going to spend every day for 5 years working, and we're about 3 years in. I have about 2 years left, and it's been going very well. And I'm tired, but I can make it 2 more years. The game plan is to buy some property pretty soon, and so right now we're investing and working hard. Can I explain observables in RxJS? Well, RxJS is a library. That's really what you for Angular. And observables are kind of like, how can you put this? Observables are oftentimes observables are a way of getting your data back, I want to say, where essentially you listen for when that route, the data in that route from that route changes, and you subscribe to it, and then you can just call that to come and get it again. It's better explained with an example. So putting together a portfolio you can show to prospective employers is the next step after you're done with certificate. Yeah, man. Having a personal portfolio site, having a GitHub, all that sort of stuff. Do you believe that the free CodeCamp front ends or curriculum is enough to look for a job? It may be. I mean, I got one before I finished it, but honestly, it depends so much on you. Are you doing things outside of it? You know, I built my website in AngularJS. I was learning frameworks. I was learning Git. These are all things that aren't covered in the free CodeCamp curriculum. Is April looking for a job in IT? Sort of. She's looking for project manager roles. She just finished a couple of classes on project management and has to take some certification tests. And then she should be able to get a role pretty fast, hopefully. That's the game plan, anyhow. She was going to take her test in the next few days, but She's like, do I live in California? Not anymore. I did the bulk of my life, though. I've been in Florida for about 1 year and 3 months, but the rest of my time was in Los Angeles, California area. Yeah, I am uploading new projects. So the first one that I'll upload will come out on Monday. It's just a random quote machine in Angular. Fun little project for you guys to do, start to finish, one video. I'll probably do, I don't know, is there something you guys want me to build? I didn't really enjoy rebuilding a project I've done before. It makes it so that it's quick and easy. Are there boot camps for other industries? Yeah, man. There's like casino dealer schools. There's bartending schools. There's EMT programs. Will you ever try for the Big Four? Probably. I've been interviewed by Amazon in the past. They've reached out to me. I didn't pass their second technical interview. But I think having gone through the process, I think there's a shot that I could do it. Also, reading, like, I get the LinkedIn emails, right? Hey, we think you should apply for this job. I read those job descriptions and I fill out a lot more of those categories than I did before, and they're not nearly as intimidating. Like, you know, when you look at, especially when you're just getting started, you look at those job descriptions and you're like, oh my God, no one will ever hire me. It doesn't feel like that as much anymore. When I look at the jobs for Google and I look at the jobs for Amazon and things like that, they're all skills that I'm familiar with or I'm working on or I have. And then it's, you know, I have some things that aren't on there, but I would be considered, I think, if I applied in a year or two. I think I can confidently say maybe it'll be hard to get the job, but I could eventually get a job there just because I almost got a job at Amazon. So that's sort of what I'm also basing off of. I wonder if I should pick up Linux. I'm zoning off, man. I'm getting tired, apparently. Would I recommend doing the free code camp backend certificate? I would recommend always learning. If you want to learn Node, if you want to learn Express, you want to learn MongoDB, if you want to learn Mongoose, yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's a great way to expose yourself to backend when you're just getting started. What's going on, Kevin? What was the technical interview like? Well, there's multiple phone calls, and then there was an algorithm test, and then there was an algorithm test on the phone. Should we go through interesting websites? Try to replicate by themselves. It's not a bad practice. It's not something I've ever done. I personally prefer building projects because you'll learn just as much, though, really. You might learn to be a little bit better at web dev or web design than you would web dev, which is more JavaScript based, in my opinion. Kevin, what do you think about this Litecoin gains lately? Why Linux? It's a skill that could help you. It does nothing but help you. Is how I look at it with Linux. Is like, will it get you a job? Maybe not, but it might make make an employer like you a little bit more, which might get you a job. It's kind of like Windows or Mac for your or I don't know what the it's one of those things where it does nothing but help you if it's a skill you have, and so it might be worth the investment, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, no one's gonna care that you use Windows or you prefer a Mac, but some do care if you have if you're familiar with Linux. How you know you're ready to apply for jobs? Uh, I personally knew when I was able to build my own projects. When you can build your own projects, you should be able to get a job. React or Angular first, just learn one and start applying for jobs. And then whatever your job has, learn it in more detail. What did I do at my job? I build stuff. I build stuff and I fix stuff. I do a lot of greenfield development, building projects from scratch, CRUD applications, admin tools, client-facing widgets, whatever's needed. What's going on, Casey? I couldn't make my headphones work on Linux, so I went back. If Angular uses Webpack to compile, and I know Angular and what compile means, can I put Webpack on my resume? Spend an hour watching a Webpack video, then put it on your resume. That would be my advice. At least you'll be able to talk about it. I personally prefer JSON databases over relational databases. I'm not familiar with Bitcode. How do you prepare for coding interviews? I did a video talking about that, top 5 ways. Top 5 ways to prepare for a coding interview. Relational databases are not underrated. That most companies use relational databases. I personally think JSON databases are just easier to work with because it's much more like JavaScript. So that's my thing. Everything that's JavaScript is better because it makes my life easier and I can get it going much faster. Closures aren't that hard if you really, someone sits you down and talks to you about it. I give you an example of closures. Oh, no, I understand SQL has, look, I'm not saying SQL is not the superior database. I'm just saying, fuck SQL and give me a JSON database. Favorite text editor is Visual Studio Code for sure. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast about life philosophies. He says he doesn't set goals. Rather, he sets up systems in life that leads him to his ideals. Sounds like he sets goals and has ways to achieving those goals. Which is at least how I think about it. So, like, goals are nothing but empty words unless you come up with plans of action to accomplish them. So keep that in mind. You can have goals. Everyone has goals and dreams. What are you doing to accomplish those goals and dreams on a daily basis? If you're not taking one step forward to your goals and dreams, then they're nothing but empty words. So that's how I interpret his philosophy, which essentially, if that is how he is essentially saying that, I have kind of the same stance. Just want to say thanks for your videos. I've dabbled with coding in my teenager years, but gave up on it for a quote-unquote real job. 10 years later, you know, you have other YouTubers have inspired me. You and a few others. Thank you, man. I am what I do, not what I say. Yeah. And I get it, man. It's easier to talk the talk and walk the walk than to walk the walk, right? It's kind of like the old thing is to be rich, not look rich. Oftentimes, the people who are buying not. I said this today. I'm still pissed off about this. I was at McDonald's like a month or two ago, and the guy was making fun of me at the register about the crack on my phone. And meanwhile, he pulls out an iPhone X Plus or 10 Plus, whatever the newest one is. So yeah, man, check this sweet thing out. And starts telling me about how I gotta get a new phone because that thing's all. I couldn't stand the crack on it. It's like you're a fucking idiot. You spent 3 weeks of your check on a new phone, if not a month's worth of salary, some shit that you definitely should not afford, could not afford on a McDonald's salary. And it was just, all right, man. It blew my mind. But yeah, the point I'm saying is words are cheap, man, but actually going out there and doing what you say you're going to do is something entirely different. He was totally slamming on me. I'll be honest though, my phone is pretty bootleg. It's got a big old, it's cracked. It's got a big old purple line down the middle. For $90,000, you can buy a house in Tampa, in the area. Maybe not in Tampa, but in the surrounding area. You might be able in the right part of Tampa or the wrong, depending on how you look at it. Just slapped him with the pin fan. Nah, man, he's just a young guy. He's too dumb to know any better. I don't have the energy to. I don't have the energy to educate him. You buying houses or condos? Neither one. I'm buying duplexes or apartments. Have I had a chance to check out Traversing Media's JavaScript course? I have watched his video, which made me halt putting mine out because he has like 22 hours of content in it, and I have 5, and I'm not done with it. I have about 2 more hours of stuff I need to add, but then I got to do projects, and Brad's just making it hard to compete, man. Brad's making it hard to compete. But yeah, I am excited for that course, very much so. Do you follow Code Tech? Oh, on YouTube? Yeah, I do. Although I don't watch too many videos. That guy's putting in work. I don't know what he's doing. It's hard to keep up with these guys, man. That's probably why I'm not growing as fast as them. Do I like traveling? Yes. So when I first got down here, we did a little bit of traveling. Nothing too crazy. I went to Europe. I went to Cuba on some low budget trips and kind of treat ourselves. But right now, the reason that we haven't gone anywhere in the last like 6 months is we're saving to buy a place. God, man, my arms are looking skinny. Look at this, man. I'm looking like a oh my God, I got twig arms. Oh, I need to start pumping that iron or something. But yeah, so we're not trying to spend any money right now. We're in the let's buy a house, let's buy investment property stage. I went to Brussels. I got like a ticket for like 275 or 300 bucks round trip. I went for like 3-4 days. Even my girlfriend's clowning on me in the chat right now. Go to bed, baby. God, I always use arrow functions. It's just so much less to write and so much cleaner. Isn't it creepy that my girlfriend, who's in the other room, watches the stream while we're in here? I think it's strange. Moving to Florida next month. Anything relevant I should know? One, look around for rents because they're all over the place. They'll typically be pretty cheap. So I would say just find something that is within your price range, and then find something $100 cheaper. And then two, the food sucks. That's honest God truth. The food in Florida kind of sucks. It's taken us a while to find a few good places. There's not any Mexican food, which is something that that I miss from California. Are people in Florida as bad as the internet says? It's hard. It's hard to say that. There's a lot of, at least in the areas that I've lived in, there's a lot of poverty and drug use, but that's really no different than Los Angeles. So I don't know. It's kind of the same. It depends on where you're coming from, though. Does anybody know what that's about on John's channel? Is it just like, hey, we are men and we're being manly? Is that what the whole like let's take your shirt off thing is? That Simple Programmer does? Is it true that Florida is full of old people? That's definitely true. True. We've gone into restaurants, we've looked around, and we're the only people that are like 30 and under. Android. And salary is not as good for devs. It depends. Honestly, guys, your salary depends so much on you and how hard you market yourself, and what you're willing to accept. So, did it snow in Florida? No. It's cold. It's a little chilly lately. It's not like freezing cold, though. Yeah, I mean, I think if we all didn't have to work, I think just out of pure boredom and having a better sleep schedule, we would actually work out. Codex, I would recommend that you just do courses. I mean, here's the thing. Whenever you give advice, everyone's going to have criticism. So, like, I could say this as a smaller channel. Most of the advice I give, and I stay away from controversial topics. John, I would say, does less so. And he's much more forceful with his opinions than I am for the most part on those controversial topics. And that's just naturally going to lead people, you either agree or you disagree. And so you're going to get criticism. Anytime advice is part of it, you're going to get criticism. We're talking about John Sonmez, simple programmer. Do you like the idea of creating your own business? Yeah, man. I mean, part of the reason I like YouTube is the fact that I get to do what I want. I don't have to worry about other people's bullshit. Have a good one, Kevin. Staying true to the brand of coding. I mean, that's what this channel is about. But John's channel, he talks about software, he talks about development, but you can definitely make the argument that he's taken away, he's gone in a different direction slightly. But you can't really blame him for doing that because it's his channel. He can do whatever the hell he wants, right? When's the JavaScript course coming? I want to add 2 projects to it. So I kind of burnt myself out on that project. Probably not for another 2 weeks. It's got a lot of great videos on it, though. It's got about 140 videos on it right now. I still have to do more content for it. I wouldn't say John's marketing. John's a mixture of development. John's a mixture of software development, personal development, a little bit of marketing and investment. He's a lot of all that. What's up with me and YouTube? What do you mean? So here's a funny thing. I'm actually, so I am doing more not to videos. I'm working on a new intro for it. It's gonna be the new hotness, the new fire. Look forward to it. Look forward to it. I have a custom intro that I'm building for the not to videos. The I'll just give you a hint of. I'll just give you a little hint about what to expect. The title. I'm not going to tell you what's going to be in it, but the not to video is top 5 ways not to date as a developer. That's the next one. It's going to be fire. All right. It's going to be fun. Do you exercise? Not lately. The robe is coming back. Don't worry. Look, guys, I have some good stuff. I should be exercising. April doing a cameo on that vid. April does cameos on every videos. If you guys watch till the end of the videos, I always have a little something with April on it. Giggity. All right, guys. So I'm getting tired. Top 10 ways not to put a ring on a finger. It's funny. I could list 10. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna cut the live stream a little bit short because I'm tired, man. We're almost at 31K. I wanted to do this video. Look forward to the new projects I'm be building in Angular 5 or current version of Angular, just so that it's something I wanted to do. If you want to throw out some ideas for projects over the next 5 minutes, I'll because I'm gonna do a little outro as we do. A little outro. I'm open to ideas for projects because I want to build something new. I don't know. What am I gonna build? But yeah, so I like to leave you guys on a final thought. That's how I like to do this stuff. And earlier we were talking about goals. Earlier we were talking about plans of action and goals, and they go hand in hand, goals and plans of action. And every day you wake up, if you really have goals that you want to accomplish, one thing that I am always very concerned about is my brother has this: one day I'll get my shit together, or one day I'll care about making money, one day I'll care about this. And if you already have these goals, it's kind of up to you to work towards them daily. One day is always, by the time one day comes, you're already going to want what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So I encourage you to set up. You probably already know what you want out of life at this point. Maybe not how you're going to achieve it, but you need to start working one step at a time to accomplishing your goals. And if you're not, you're going to regret it later on in life. And goals, when there's no plan of action to actually accomplish that goal, it's nothing but words. And so I hope that if you do have goals, you do have dreams, that you have plans to accomplish those and not just think they're going to happen, because they won't. You have to work hard and you have to set up a game plan and work towards it. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Bye.